gentlemen, boys and girls, stop what you're doing. Stop playing the game. Stop doing homework. Hope you went on a walk today on this beautiful day, back to back. Because over here is just oops. I'm Amari. This is Darion. And before we begin, we have to talk about the technical difficulties that
Yeah.
was had before. We had an episode recorded, ready to post today. File got deleted. What happened, bro?
Uh, Try to, just clear space, clear space on the computer. But not paying attention to dates, just clicking, and then I like went to go put the videos together, and I was like, wait a minute, and it hit me, but it was too late. I was like, there's no way.
File gone.
File gone.
Yeah, but we move. Got a different episode for y'all. We're not gonna repeat, the same topics we did yesterday. We're gonna do a 2010 only draft. So what I mean by that is we're only taking into account what they did in the 2010s. You know what I mean? So, for example, uh, Kevin Garnett, just throwing this out there, won his championship in the 2000s, won his MVP in the 2000s, did most of his work in the 2000s. So with Kevin Garnett, you're only getting the late Celtics days and his Nets days, until retirement. So we're gonna hop into that. But before we do, got Mari's question of the day. Now, this one isn't really typically I like to go for the this player, star bench cut, things like that. But I saw Angel Reese saying on a podcast with another WNBA player that if the pay doesn't go up for them, that she's sitting out games. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I can under like, okay, I understand the viewpoint that she's going for. She thinks they deserve more. But I don't think you don't earn them more sitting out. Like where they're at right now, boycotting is not going to do them any benefit. They're not at the level that they could be at to be at that level. Like when the NBA had their blackout season, they were already at a high level, and so they were able to do that and be able to miss those games. But with their players not WNBA not being at that status at that level, boycotting won't do anything to benefit them. It'll hurt them. Um,
Right.
I know in TV, I was listening to one of the talks, and the WNBA is losing money even with Caitlin Clark coming in, all these good players coming in because they got the teams their own planes and all that. So they end up losing money from that. But so then sitting out while all this is happening, while they are already losing money, is doing nothing but continuing to hurt. So I think they got to continue to play. And the longer they play, the more revenue will be brought in, more eyes, and they'll get a pay increase.
Yeah, I don't agree with the sitting out. I feel like, well, my teacher, we talked about this today in class, is why I really posed this question. My teacher in my sport media class, he introduced the topic by saying, did y'all see what Angel Reese had to say? I just think she needs to shut her mouth. Now, I'm all for standing up for something that you believe in. Obviously, she believes that they should be getting paid more. She believes that her impact on women's basketball has earned her a right to get paid more. I think, online it says like somewhere around 70,000 a year. Obviously, she probably has a lot of endorsement deals and stuff, but I definitely believe and see where she's coming. I see where she's coming from.
Yeah.
Their impact on basketball, her and Kayla, they definitely have brought more eyes to the game of women's basketball, and I feel like that's pretty evident with how much we see them posted on social media now, with how much we see them covered and talked about. But sitting out, I don't like it because I feel like franchises they're gonna move on without you.
Yeah.
Like they can't afford to. Oh no, and I don't. They're not. I don't think that they're shutting down what they're doing because you're sitting out. You know what I mean? And that's my only problem with sitting out. I do believe she should continue to be vocal about it, continue to talk about it, continue to do other things besides sitting out to vocalize. the need for them to get paid more. But as I said, sitting out, I don't think is the solution.
Yeah, well, teams will move on, and especially in the position they're in, they're trying to grow, so they don't have time to be sitting around because of one person trying to make a difference. They're going to continue to try to grow on the path that they're going in. And then, what do you remember what year you said WNBA started officially?
I don't remember. I know that they had a league start in the 80s that got canceled pretty quick, 80s or 90s that got canceled pretty quick. But the second league started late 90s or early 2000s, something like that.
So, I mean, under 30 years, the league has been around. Like, it takes time to get to a point of high payment results like that. So, like you said, you just got to trust the process, keep going, and continue to, use your voice, use your platforms to voice your opinion. But there's definitely better ways to go about it.
Yeah, I definitely think in every league, I feel like we see every year players are getting paid more.
Yeah,
And now the NBA and NFL are in the millions and millions category. So obviously their jumps seem a lot bigger. But as you said, with the WNBA being in early stages of, I mean, not early stages, but let's say like middle to early stage of their, existence, there will be increases in pay, I feel like,
yeah,
naturally. She even said on the podcast as she was talking about this matter, she was like, the rookies that are coming in, they'll probably be earning more than us. And it's gonna happen naturally over time. Obviously, that's not the way that they want it, but I don't know how you can still be a profitable business, profitable organization, and have a big boost to players' pay like that.
yeah. I mean, and that's definitely part of the reason why pay hasn't increased yet. They got to play that into factor, especially like I said, they're already losing money right now.
Mhm.
So you can't afford to play players more when you're already losing money. But pay will pay will come with the increase of the game. I think you see that in every level. You see that the NBA, NFL players get better, they get paid more. So I think, like she said, with rookies coming in, they're going to get paid more because the game is evolving, and hopefully it carries on to all the players that are already there and that are coming in.
Mhm.
But I think it'll just come with the evolution of the game, like with Juju coming in and just the younger girls that haven't had that chance on the spotlight yet. That haven't.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they'll help increase that as well.
Yeah. And if you guys are wondering, I mean, I told y'all that we lost the file for the last episode. If y'all are wondering what we did cover and what we won't be covering today, it was a lot of the games over the weekend, the college games, the women's championships, stuff like that. So, but what we will say is our predictions so far. I am up one
Yeah.
just because the Missouri Valley Bradley went farther than Belmont. All of our women's picks were the same. So even though Notre Dame lost in the semifinals of both of our picks, so that doesn't matter in the race. So we'll be on the lookout for the other men's basketball tournaments as our predictions buried in that. So yeah, I want to go ahead and pivot to this draft, bro. I was excited about this when I brought the idea up.
Yeah, this is a good idea. I like this idea.
Yeah, let's. How you want to determine first pick? I think we should. Do you want to? So first, let's discuss some rules. Do you want to go fixed draft where it's like if I get the first pick, then you go two, then back to me, then back to you, or do you want to go serpentine where I pick one, then you get two picks, then I go two picks? How you want
Wait,
to do it?
fixed is you go, I go twice, then you go twice.
No, fixed is just back and forth, one and one.
No, I think we should go one, two, two.
Okay, and then when we get to the end, it'll go two for me, one for you. Or
Oh, yeah, yeah. If you go one first, then I get one at the end. Yeah.
okay, bet. How you want to determine who get first pick?
Um,
Should we get Siri in on this? Flip a coin?
we can flip a coin. I got
Heads or
it.
tails?
Tails never fails.
You're going tails?
I'm going tails.
All right, you doing it or me?
Oh yeah, I could do it.
I bet.
Flip a coin.
It's tails.
Tails never fails.
All right, you get first pick. I feel like go ahead.
First pick. You got, I mean, you know who I'm going, Braun. You got it.
LeBron James is off the board, number one pick.
If I what
I do want to give reasoning for our picks. Give other person time to think, and also so it's not just us picking players.
well, LeBron 2010 was known as the Braun era. Um, Miami went back to Cleveland. Did he go to the Lakers 2019?
Yeah, 2019, 2020.
2019. I didn't do nothing, but
No, that was 2018, 19 that he went to the
28,
Lakers.
they still didn't do nothing. But he went back to Cleveland, got a ring for his team like he said he was gonna do. We know the Heat tenure, him, D Wade and Bosh, big three. They got some rings. It's Braun, that's 2010s is when he made his name. That's when he got his MVP. I don't remember what year it was.
Yeah, LeBron got two MVPs in this era, 2011 and 2012. Uh, Three-time champion. Are we counting 2020 in the 2010s or?
I didn't count it.
Okay, so three championships in this era. Obviously, all the finals appearances. So I mean, it was the obvious first pick. I was going Braun too.
Yeah.
Um, but with my first pick, I would be going with Wardell Stephen Curry. You know, obviously LeBron had to go through this guy time and time again. Unanimous MVP, won two MVPs in this era, three championships in the 2010s. Led the best team in NBA history, 73-9 Warriors. Goes without saying, Steph Curry is my number two pick. And with number three, we're bringing the band back together. We're going Kevin Durant,
Yeah.
MVP in this era. Best scorer, no doubt about it. Became the best scorer of all time due to what he was doing in this era. Finals appearance. Got two rings, two Finals MVPs. Kevin Durant, my pick.
Yeah. I knew that was gonna be the next two off the board. Had to be, really.
Yep, yep,
Uh, with my second pick, I'm going Kawhi Leonard. Um, like we discussed, they got deleted, but arguably was arguably the greatest player on the planet at a point in time. Two rings, two Finals MVPs. Took the Raptors to the chip, got through the Warriors. Warriors were banged up. You could say that, whatever. He still was able to beat the Warriors. Um, 1-1 with the Spurs against that was against Braun, wasn't it?
yep,
Yep, beat Braun in the Braun era. Defensive players of the year, all time or all NBA defense, all NBA, first team, second team. Gotta go Kawhi here. He just fits that second spot. Then with my third pick, I'm going. I would. I was debating, but I'm going Harden, especially because of that Houston run, averaging 40, taking Houston to the conference finals, leading Houston, and his next best player was Eric Gordon and Clint Capella. He was able to put Houston on the map, make a name for himself, really, and great 3-point shooter, second all time on the list, first in his eyes because Curry don't count. But you get Harden with my three.
okay. Now I'm gonna go bigs here. I think I was gonna take James Harden if he was still on the board, but now I have to pivot a little bit, and I want to go Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
I mean, AD, his his time in this era, there was no championships, there was no real accolades, no MVP. Made All Star game plenty of times, but the dominance of what he was doing in New Orleans, Anthony Davis was seen as a top five player in the league. I mean, Anthony Davis was gonna be like people were thinking Anthony Davis was gonna be one of the greatest of all time. I mean his work with the Pelicans, and you could say, maybe that year when AD and Boogie were together, who knows what would have happened? They had the Warriors down already, and they were looking dominant. Nobody was looking like they was going to stop him. So I'm going Anthony Davis here, and I am going to pair him with another big. We know AD likes to run the four, and I'm gonna go Dwight Howard.
Oh,
Now,
I didn't even have Howard on my list. That's a good one.
this defensive backcourt, nobody's scoring at the rim. I mean, Dwight Howard, multiple time defensive player of the year, Superman, Orlando Magic days, took the Magic to the final. It was in the 2000s, but still his dominance in this era, early 2010s, goes without being said. So we're going with the defensive presence of Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard down low.
I had AD. I didn't have him this high, but I had AD. But Dwight, that's a good pull. With my four, I'm not going bigs yet. I'm going Westbrook, Mr. Triple Double, leading OKC on some runs, getting OKC back to where they were when they had their big three. Uh, MVP, no rings, but he made a true name for himself. Averaging a triple double as a point guard, that by itself is enough to be solidified as a Hall of Famer. He did it for 3 seasons. So I had to take him four. I couldn't let him pass up. Fifth pick, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Chris Bosh here. An adaptable.
Hmm.
He's willing to sacrifice, make a change for the team. With the Heat, he was a four, and in Toronto before he came to the Heat, he adapted to the. Or no, that's it backwards. Was he a five adapting to the four? Was he a four adapting to the five?
Yeah, the 5 to 4.
He was a five adapting to the four. He learned knock down the quarter three. He learned to play a little bit outside. I think an adaptable player like that is nice to have. He's a key addition to why that he was able to get those rings because of the sacrifices that he made to work with Braun and D Wade. So I want an adaptable big on my team who's willing to sacrifice.
Okay. Okay. So now I'm finishing up the starting lineup here, and then I'm gonna get my sixth man as well. And I like what I'm looking at right now. Now, at my starting shooting guard position, we're gonna go Klay Thompson. Clay's gonna space the floor. We got the Splash Brothers back together with Kevin Durant. The big three in Golden State is back together, and he just provides spacing for the team. We got AD and Dwight down low. AD's gonna space the floor a little bit. He was a better shooter in his Pelicans days. But now this just adds another element to the offense with Dwight Howard down low. So I mean, Klay Thompson, second best shooter of all time in my eyes. Um, multiple how many 3 championships in this era, key part of the Warriors. Again, everything I said with Curry really applies to Clay, except for the MVPs, all-star numerous amounts of times in the 2010s. So definitely going Klay Thompson. And Klay Thompson in the 2010s, the defense, let's not forget about the defense. Klay Thompson can go out there and guard your best player, your best wing, your best guard. So Klay Thompson is my starting two. Now at the sixth man, I'm kind of conflicted a little bit, but I think I want buckets. I want buckets.
I, I didn't want you to take him yet, but I knew he was gonna go.
I'm going Kyrie Irving.
I knew.
Kyrie is my sixth man. Man, Cleveland Cavaliers, Kyrie, man. Where do I begin? Multiple time All-Star, NBA champion, big shot in the NBA Finals, big shot taker, big shot maker. Kyrie was giving Steph a run for his money. It was a lot of times in the 2010s where I thought Kyrie was the best point guard in the world, where I thought Kyrie was better than Steph. So we know what he's going to do offensively. Doesn't have to really worry about the defensive side of things coming off this bench. So, he's here solely to get buckets, and that's what Kyrie does.
That hurts. That hurts. Well, first man off the bench for me. I can't let you get the whole group back together. So I'm taking Draymond. Uh, get some defense. And pre-crash out Draymond can knock down the three. He rebounds. He can go guard. Best player. He was checking Braun in the finals, and he got some all-stars under his belt. That's just a great addition to the team. A great vet. Great support system. And he got your back. So I want need a Draymond on my team. And then speaking of runs for money, I'm gonna go for my small forward off the bench. I'm going Paul George. Pacers Paul George. Uh gave gave Bron and the Heat trouble every time they matched up in the Eastern Conference Finals. Could never push through, but his grit and tenacity on the Pacers pre broken leg, PG was nice. He was one of the best small forwards in the game. And I can't pass that up. All-star selections, took the Pacers Eastern Conference Finals multiple years, took Bron to seven multiple years. You can't pass that up.
Okay, okay. With my next two picks, I think you kind of forgot about this guy. Let me just pull up the stats really quick so I can break it down for you why I'm picking this guy. I'm gonna go with my first pick, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He's on my list.
He's on the see when you pick Draymond, I didn't know if you had Giannis on the list.
He's on my
We're
list.
talking DPOY in 2019, two-time MVP. I guess the championship was 2021, but multiple time All-Star in this area, MVP in this area. He was the best player in the world in this era. So we're going Giannis. We already know what he can do defensive side of the ball. Yes, the jump shooting is not anywhere near even a level that it is now. Probably very bad, you could say. But we got solutions for that because playing next to him at my five, Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk, Finals MVP, beat LeBron in the Heat in the finals. Definitely going to stretch the floor for us. Now, Giannis provides the defense, Dirk provides the offense. We got a nice two-man tandem down low again to back up 80 and Dwight Howard. Man, our bigs are phenomenal. Our front court is set coming off the bench and starting.
Yeah. Okay. What I Bron at three. No, Bron at four. Kawhi, Harden, Westbrook, Chris Bosh, Draymond off the bench. Who else did I have? PG off the bench. Okay.
Talk to us. Talk to us. A lot of dead air right now. It seems like you're nervous or something. Talk to us.
I'm not nervous. I'm just trying to match. You know what I'm saying? All right. Point guard off the bench. I'm gonna go Chris Paul. Uh, great point guard. Love to have Chris Paul on your team. Well, I would say last of the past first point guards to be in the NBA. He multiple-time All-Star. Unfortunate in the playoffs. Usually gets hurt playoff times, but he was on that Houston team when they gave Curry and the Warriors a run. He's been in the mix in the playoffs. He was on the Suns team. That was 2021, but he was there when they went to the finals. So I think a season's point guard coming off the bench, back up Westbrook. I think that's a nice little 1-2 punch. And then I could do this, but I'm worried that my next player could get taken. But
Wait, this is pick. What number work for you? How many players you got?
yeah, this would be eight.
This will be eight. Okay.
Go. I need a big. I'm gonna go Paul Gasol. Tens wasn't. It was the end of his era, but Still was Paul, played with Kobe, he was a very skillful big. He'll be a good addition off the bench, a good seasoned vet off the bench, had all stars. Uh, he won one with Kobe, didn't he?
Yeah, he won two. So,
Two
I
with
mean, one in
Kobe.
the 2000s, but the one in 2010.
So got a ring in this era. So he's a playoff veteran off the bench, and I don't think the age will play too much of a factor. I think he'll be able to hop in and help protect the inside. And offensively, he was great. He could pass, knock down a 20-footer. So I think he's a good big off the bench.
So for me, I'm gonna go Kobe Bryant. Now, Kobe obviously won the championship, was Finals MVP of that team in 2010. All NBA first team three times, finished top five in MVP voting for the first 3 years of 2010. Um, All Star every year that he played in the 2010s. So, I mean, this is the end of Kobe's career, but we're not going to act like he's not Kobe Bryant still. I'm going Kobe. And then I have one more wing spot that I might I don't know if I want to go really big or go kind of small. So this is my last pick, so I don't care if I tell you, who I'm thinking about here. I'm either going D Wade and playing Kobe or D Wade at the three, or I'm gonna do this actually. I'm gonna move Giannis up to my three, Dirk to my four, give me DeMarcus Cousins at my five. I mean, Boogie, yes, he had his injury problems, but when Boogie was playing, top three center in basketball all the time. DeMarcus Cousins, I mean, as I said, with him playing alongside Anthony Davis, they probably was on the way to a championship that year, you could argue. Four-time All-Star, averaged 27 points per game, 27 points per game, 25 points per game, 24 points. DeMarcus Cousins, All NBA second team twice, All Star four times. I mentioned DeMarcus Cousins is going to score. He's going to rebound. He can space the floor for us. Playing with Giannis, we got Giannis. I mean, Dirk and Boogie able to space the floor. Let Giannis get to the rim. Kobe can get buckets. Kyrie get. We got dogs off the bench too. We got dogs out there. We gonna play hard. We gonna play physical. So we running out with Boogie.
Well, I actually lied. I had nine. So with my ninth pick or 10th pick, you're running three bigs. So we're gonna kill you with speed. Give me the flash. Chris Paul, D Wade. D Wade, three rings this era, one without Braun, or two.
Two. The ring without Brown was in the 2000s.
Oh, you're right. Two rings this era. 13-time All-Star. Got the nickname the Flash for a reason. Statue outside of that he's building is D Wade. And I think that him, Chris Paul, who do I have in my three off the bench? PG. That's the speed gonna kill right there. And they gonna push, they gonna beat you're slow, 3, 4, 5, you got going. Or 1, 2, 3, they just gonna push it up the court off the bench.
We're calling Giannis slow. Giannis
Giannis,
can't keep up with PG.
Giannis is there, but who's your 4 and 5 off a fast break? They're getting killed. And D-Wade got outlet passer Hall of Fame. Saw what he was doing with Braun. Full court passes off the rebound every time. Speed gonna kill. And I'm gonna take D-Wade, finish it out. Stick to my small ball. We went two
All right.
opposite.
So we're gonna let's name each of our teams, and I want you to argue why your team is better than mine, and I'm gonna argue why my team's better than yours. I'm gonna run you through my team really quick. We got Curry at the one, Clay at the two, Durant at the three, Anthony Davis at the four, Dwight Howard at the five, Kyrie at the one off the bench, Kobe, Giannis, Dirk, Boogie Cousins.
I got Russ at the 1, Hard at the two, Kawhi at the three, Braun at the four, Chris Bosh at the five, um, Chris Paul six, D Wade seven, PG eight, Draymond nine, and Paul 10.
Oh, Pau Gasol. Okay. So give me the argument for your team.
Well, I already told you to bench. We just go run and push. Your twos are not keeping up with our threes, our one and twos. Starting, I think Mr. Triple Double. He's hard to contain in this era. Harden, prime Harden, um, averaging 40. I don't think there was a player on the planet who could guard Harden at this time. Kawhi Leonard, arguably best player on the planet at one point during this time, was able to take the Raptors to a final. Braun, and then like I said with Chris Bosh, he's flexible, he's adaptable. I think that they can all mesh together in their ways. Harden and Westbrook played together, Braun, Bosh played together, and Kawhi can fit in. He played with Harden too. So I I think they can all mesh, blend, and the defense is there. The offense is definitely there, no question. We're fine. The defense is not there.
That's not what I'm disgusted at right now.
What are you just
Um, your team, right? Westbrook, Harden, LeBron. All three of those guys on the same court, I don't think it works. They all need the ball. They all need the ball. Harden's gonna want to play his ISO ball. Russ is gonna want to do his own thing. LeBron's gonna want to have the ball in his hands, making all the decisions. Whereas us over here, we got Curry able to run off of screens. Curry can play with the ball too. Curry, all he wants to do is run off. Clay, we know he don't need the ball. Durant, he's gonna get the ball in his spots. Durant's more than willing to run off his screens, catch it. We've saw this offense work. Curry, Clay, and Durant. Anthony Davis is the guy that will feed him in the post. He'll get his post touches, and Dwight Howard's out there just to catch lobs. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you could say that you attack Curry, but Westbrook, we're living with a three. We're living with it. If Russ decides to go to that rim, Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis are meeting them here there every time. And Russ is not rising up over both of them. The Twin Towers down below, I don't see y'all. I don't see y'all having ease of scoring like y'all. Like you said, your offense is just so good.
Okay. First of all, Braun is fine to be a number two option. He doesn't have to be the one.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That's 2020's Bron. That's old Bron. We're talking about Cavs and Heat LeBron James.
Okay. If we're talking Heat, you can look at the critics. Oh, LeBron doesn't want to take final shots. LeBron has to pass the ball to his teammates to take a final shot because he doesn't want to take it. He's not clutch. So you bring
We're
in,
talking about the we're
listen,
talking about the
listen,
whole game.
listen. So you got Harden there. Harden's not 2010's Harden, Rockets Harden. He's passing up that shot. No, he stepped back and gave it you. Russ, he could play off ball. He doesn't have to have the ball in his hands. He could go get boards. He could even if he has the ball, he's gonna make a play. Let's not forget he's averaging a triple double here. He can get you 12, 15, and 10 a night. Easy. And like you said, with your help, okay, we attack Curry, like you said, we're attacking Curry. You have to help. Russ is gonna body Curry. He's bigger than Curry. You have to help somewhere. Like I said, Bosch, he can extend his game now. So you can't crash too hard. And we got Braun. Braun's not the best three-point shooter in this era, but you don't want to leave Braun. So you don't want to help too much. You can't help your shooting guard. That's Harden. Can't help small forward. That's Kawhi. Kawhi gonna knock it down. There, we can expand. We could play five out on your defense where you're gonna be predominantly focused inside. And on your bench, there's no spacing inside. You have three bigs, so we can.
That don't all play inside. Dirk Nowitzki's gonna stretch the floor. Giannis is the only one that only plays inside. Boogie is stretching the floor. Kobe is stretching the floor. Kyrie is stretching the floor. We in both of our lineups, we have one guy on the floor that is gonna play like a your typical what you think of a five man, Giannis and Dwight Howard, and they're both gonna catch lobs, play great defense, protect the rim, and everybody else is spacing the floor.
It's not you, Russ, in this era, as dominant as he is, he's drawing at least four of your five.
Who's guarding Steph Curry?
We are we switching. We can switch one and two. He's like you said, he's running off
You're
screens.
switching. You're switching with James Harden.
He's gonna have to. He's running off screens all
Russ,
the time.
Russ James Harden guarding Curry.
Who, I mean, I can't put Kawhi on him. We got to guard KD.
Cake work. See, y'all don't match up.
That's what we do match it. We gotta Curry's gonna run off screens all game, so just switch it or just ice it. You have to make it.
Man, it's much easier said than done. Well, then why haven't teams done that? We've seen Curry have success running off of screens, play the side. Let's draft a coach.
I got Steve Kerr.
I got Spo.
I already had it on. I already had it on here.
Oh, you
Um,
already had it written down.
yeah, I did. I gotta go, Steve. He was knocking off Braun in Braun's era, and now that I got Steve, we got to answer to Curry. Nobody know Curry better than Steve. So,
This is blasphemous, bro. I'm
no,
not gonna
but
lie. I believe that my team is a lot better. I believe that we fit each other a lot better. Um, let's read off the team so we could cut this and put it into let Instagram and stuff decide too. So read off your team real quick.
Russell Westbrook. Why am I blanking? Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, Paul George, Draymond Green, Paul Gasol.
Now I have Curry, Clay, Durant, Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard. Off the bench, Kyrie, Kobe, Giannis, Dirk, Boogie Cousins. Now this is just a 2010s based draft where we pick these players based off what they did in the 2010s. Y'all let us know in the comments whose team you had on top. Um, anything else? Anything else you wanna talk about?
Um, no, I can do my words of wisdom real quick.
Words
Uh,
of wisdom.
mistakes happen. You're human. You just gotta be able to move on and find a new avenue to go down, and don't be afraid of a mistake happening. Keep it nice and short.
Real. We'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace.